Welcome to the deep dive, everybody. Today, we're looking at some really helpful stuff for anyone learning English.
Yeah.
We're going to be diving into 50 example questions and answers
Wow, 50.
that you might hear in everyday English conversation. And, we've got the questions and answers from an English learning podcast, and
Yeah.
it's sort of like we're giving you a cheat sheet.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
A cheat sheet.
For navigating these conversations.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all this?
Well, I think it's really interesting, how much we can learn from even like simple questions and answers.
Yeah.
Like these basic exchanges are how you get more fluent and confident when you're speaking.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at some examples.
Okay.
We've got some, like classic get to know you questions. Like, what's your favorite food?
Yeah.
And the answer is pizza.
Of course.
Pizza. Who doesn't love pizza?
Yeah, right. Everybody loves pizza.
But it's like you said, even though it's a simple question, you're using vocabulary about food. You're expressing an opinion.
Yeah.
You might even start talking about like different kinds of food from different cultures.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it can lead to a bigger conversation.
For sure. It's like a gateway to a bigger conversation.
Yeah, totally. Another question is, what's your favorite season?
Okay.
And they give the answer
Spring.
Spring might not be everybody's favorite season, but
Yeah.
what's really valuable is how you can change the answer to fit you.
Yeah.
You could talk about the weather. You could talk about activities that you like to do in that season.
Yeah.
You could talk about a memory that you have from that season.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's fascinating to me how just one simple question can lead to so many different answers.
Yeah, and that's what really helped you become more fluent.
Yeah.
Is being able to say the same thing in lots of different ways.
That's a really good point.
And remember, these answers that we're looking at are just a place to start. The real learning comes from taking those answers and making them your own, adding details.
Making them yours.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one that I thought was cool. What's your favorite English word?
Oh, fun.
And
What is it?
the answer they give is serendipity.
Ooh.
I love that word.
I love that word.
It's such a beautiful word.
It is.
But what I think is even more interesting is that it makes you think about all the different small meanings in the language.
Right. It's not about just memorizing words. It's about like
Yeah.
understanding the feeling of the word.
Yes, exactly.
Like what it makes you feel when you hear it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And okay, here's one that we can all probably talk about.
Okay.
Do you have any pets?
Oh.
This is a good one to practice describing things.
Sure.
You could talk about what your pet looks like, how they act.
Uh-huh.
You can even tell like a funny story about your pet.
Totally.
What's interesting to me too is how this question can be different in different cultures.
Oh.
In some cultures, pets are like part of the family.
Yeah.
In other cultures, they might have a different role.
Right.
So it's like you can learn about culture and values by talking about this question.
It's true.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so we've been looking at some pretty simple questions.
Uh-huh.
Let's look at some that are a little bit,
Deeper.
deeper. Yeah.
Okay.
They ask for your opinion on something, or they ask about something personal.
Gotcha.
Like, what's your biggest goal in life?
Ooh. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's hard to answer in any language.
I know.
But when you're trying to answer in English,
Yeah.
it really challenges you to express
Yeah.
a big thought or a strong feeling.
Right. And you have to use different vocabulary words about like hopes and dreams and maybe
Yeah.
even fears and obstacles.
And it forces you to really think about
Right.
how to say those deeper thoughts
Yeah,
in English.
for sure.
Another question that I thought was interesting is, what advice would you give to someone learning English?
Okay.
I like this one because it makes you think about your own experience and what worked for you.
Yeah.
And then you have to explain it in a way that could help somebody else.
Right.
So it's good for your English,
Yeah.
but it also makes you think about yourself
Yeah, for sure.
and how you learn.
I like that.
And then there's, what are you proud of?
Ooh, another good one.
This one is really powerful because it makes you say what's important to you
Uh-huh.
and what you've achieved in your life.
Yeah.
But you have to say it all in English.
Right. And that can be really good for your confidence.
Uh-huh.
To be able to say what you're good at in another language,
Yeah.
it can help you to celebrate how much you've learned.
I agree. And I think it shows that all of these questions,
Yeah.
they're not just like icebreakers to start a conversation.
Right.
They can actually help you
Yeah.
grow as a person
I agree.
and learn how to talk about deeper things.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. It's really cool how these questions can help us, push ourselves to say what we think and feel in English.
Yeah, totally. Now, you were talking about celebrating progress. And it made me think of this question from our list.
Okay.
What are some things you do to relax?
Oh, yeah.
And the answer they give is taking a bath or reading a book.
Oh.
It's pretty simple, but I think it shows something important about learning English.
What's that?
Well, it reminds us that we use language in every part of our lives, even when we're just chilling out.
Right. We don't stop using language,
Yeah,
even when we're relaxing.
and when you're describing how you relax,
Uh-huh.
you're using words about your hobbies or your routine,
Yeah.
or even emotions like when you feel peaceful or content.
That's true.
Yeah. And we can't forget about practical stuff.
Right.
Like there's a question about how do you stay healthy?
Okay.
The answer is about eating a balanced diet and exercising.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Yeah, it's a common topic,
Right.
but you can actually use a lot of different vocabulary and grammar
Oh, yeah.
when you talk about it.
What kind of stuff?
Well, you could talk about different types of food. You could talk about your exercise routine.
Mm-hmm.
You could even talk about the healthcare system in your country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you could practice using comparatives, like saying something is healthier than something else.
Yeah.
You could describe the benefits of different things. You could even give your opinion on health trends.
Right.
Yeah. There's even a question about dealing with the weather.
Oh, the weather.
And the answer is all about enjoying walks on sunny days.
Right.
It seems kind of basic,
Uh-huh.
but actually
Yeah.
weather is something that everybody talks about.
It's true. It's a really good conversation starter.
Yeah, and when you talk about the weather, you can practice using different tenses.
Yeah.
Like you can describe the weather in the past, what it's like right now, or even what the forecast is.
Right.
You can also use idioms and expressions
Oh, yeah.
about the weather.
Like raining cats and dogs.
Exactly.
Yes.
It makes your English sound more natural. Yeah, I like how these questions use situations that we all experience in our daily lives.
Me too.
Speaking of which, there's one about how you get to work or school.
Okay.
Their answer is taking the bus.
Right.
But like we were saying before,
Mm-hmm.
the best thing to do is change the answer to fit your own situation.
Totally.
So if you walk or ride a bike or drive or take the train,
Yeah.
you can talk about that.
Hmm.
And you would be using words about places and directions.
Yeah.
Even about how transportation works.
Right.
You could also talk about the annoying parts of your commute
Mm-hmm.
or tell a funny story about something that happened on your way to work or school.
Totally.
It's all about starting with the simple question and then making the conversation more interesting.
I agree.
Now, here's a question that I thought was really cool.
What is it?
What's your favorite holiday?
Oh.
The answer is Christmas.
Okay.
But we know that people celebrate tons of different holidays all over the world.
That's true.
So this question is a really good way to talk about traditions and culture and personal memories.
Mm-hmm.
You can use really descriptive language to explain different rituals or ceremonies. You could even share recipes or family stories.
That would be fun.
It's like you're sharing a piece of your culture with someone.
I like that.
Yeah. And then there's this question.
Okay.
I think every language learner wants to know the answer to this.
What is it?
How do you practice English?
Ooh, good
I
word.
say you should speak with friends, listen to podcasts.
Like we're doing now.
Exactly. And watch English TV shows.
Right.
But what I think is really important here is that it
Mm.
tells you to find what works for you.
Yes. Find what you enjoy.
Yeah, because there's no one right way to learn a language.
Exactly.
It's about trying different things and seeing what helps you learn
Right.
and what keeps you motivated.
Yeah, and I think just asking that question
Uh-huh.
makes you think about how you like to learn best.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of learning,
Oh,
there are a couple questions about books and reading.
okay.
The answer they give is The Da Vinci Code.
Oh, I love that book.
It's a great book.
It is.
Classic thriller.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about talking about books
Uh-huh.
is that you can practice explaining the story,
Right.
talking about the characters,
Mhm.
giving your opinion on the themes or
Yeah.
the writing style.
It's like a mini book club.
Yeah,
They love
totally.
it.
It's a really good way to develop your critical thinking skills in English.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, I have to ask about this next question.
Okay.
It comes up a few times in the material.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite English word?
Oh, yeah.
And the answer they give every time is serendipity.
It's a good word.
It is a beautiful word,
Yeah.
but I'm curious, why do you think they ask this question so much?
That's interesting. Well, I think it's because it's more than just basic communication.
Mhm.
When you have to pick your favorite word,
Yeah.
it makes you think about how the word sounds, how it makes you feel, what it means to you personally.
Yeah, it's like you're sharing a part of yourself
It is, yeah.
through language.
It's true. And I think that's why these questions are so powerful. It's
Yeah.
not just about practicing English. It's about making a connection with another person.
I like that.
Yeah.
You said that really well. Language is all about connecting with other people
It is.
in these questions.
Uh-huh.
Even though they're simple,
Yeah,
they give us a way to build relationships and understand each other.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so we've looked at a lot of questions.
We have.
Some are about basic information.
Yeah.
Some are about starting deeper conversations.
Right.
What else should our listeners know about this set of questions?
Well, there are a lot of different topics like hobbies and travel,
Mm-hmm.
food and weather.
Yeah, everyday stuff.
Yeah, it's like a crash course in how to have conversations in English,
Uh-huh.
but it focuses on making the conversations personal and going deeper into the topics.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Oh.
There's a question about your favorite place to travel.
Oh, fun.
And the answer they give is Spain and Italy.
I love those places.
Me too. They're definitely on my list.
Yeah, mine too.
But what's really interesting about this question is that you could start talking about history and culture,
Oh.
geography even.
Yeah.
You can talk about your dream trip
Yeah.
or places you want to go in the future.
And you can practice using descriptive language
Yeah.
to make the place come alive for the person you're talking to.
It's like you're taking a trip together.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's a good example of how learning a language can open up a whole world of possibilities.
it does.
It's about more than just being able to say basic things.
Right.
It's about expanding your world and connecting with everything around you.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Yeah, it's amazing how such simple questions can, make you think and help you connect with people.
Yeah.
But you know what I really like about this set of questions?
Right.
Is that some of them aren't just about, like everyday stuff.
Yeah.
They really make you think about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Like there's one that asks, what's something you've learned recently?
Mm.
The answer they give is learning a new recipe.
Okay.
But what I think is really cool about this question is that
Yeah.
it makes you share something you've learned.
Uh-huh.
And it reminds you that
Yeah.
learning is something you do your whole life.
It's true.
Even small things can be important to learn.
Absolutely.
And speaking of learning about yourself,
Okay.
there's a question that asks, what's something you're good at?
Oh, yeah.
I think this one can be hard for some people.
Yeah, some people don't like to talk about themselves.
Yeah, but it's actually a really good way to build confidence
It is.
and help you see your own strengths.
It's true.
When you can say what you're good at in English, it's like you're telling yourself that you're valuable.
Yeah, and that you have something to offer.
Exactly. And it's
That-
not about bragging.
Right.
It's about recognizing what you're good at.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that
Mm.
even if you're not like an expert in something, you can still talk about things that you're learning.
Right. You're always growing and learning new things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've talked about personal growth, cultural exchange,
Mm-hmm.
even practical skills.
Yeah.
What else can our listeners take away from this deep dive?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that fluency isn't just about grammar and vocabulary.
Right.
It's about being confident and creative and knowing how to connect with people.
Yeah.
These questions are a good place to start,
Uh-huh.
but the real magic happens when you make them your own.
Yeah.
Add your own stories and let your personality come through.
It's about finding your own way to speak English.
Yeah.
And using it to connect with the world.
And don't forget that learning a language takes time.
Mhm.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
There will be challenges.
Yeah, for sure.
But being able to connect with people and say what you want to say
Yeah.
and, see new things,
Yeah.
it's so rewarding.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Hmm.
Okay, so to sum up, we've explored 50 questions and answers that can help you learn English.
Yeah.
We talked about all kinds of topics and skills.
Mhm.
But what we really learned is that even simple questions can start really interesting conversations.
Right.
That can help you grow as a person and learn more about yourself and the world.
I agree.
And we challenged you to go beyond the answers that we talked about
Yeah.
and come up with your own answers
Yeah.
that show who you are, what you think. Remember, these 50 questions are just the beginning.
That's right.
There's so much more to explore.
Yeah, so keep practicing. Keep learning.
Yeah,
And most importantly, have fun.
I love it. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for listening and happy learning.